After studying glycolysis and formation of pyruvic acid, today we will discuss about Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle is also called as TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle. Why it is called TCA cycle? Because the first compound which is formed is citric acid and it is a 3-carboxylic acid compound. The next point related with Krebs cycle is the pyruvic acid which is formed in glycolysis participate in this reaction. Now, pyruvic acid changes into acetyl coenzyme A, means a three carbon compound changes into 2-carbon compound. Pyruvic acid is 3 carbon and it changes into 2 carbon acetyl coenzyme A. How it is possible? One carbon is given off in the form of CO2. So a 3 carbon changes into 2 carbon. It is shown in the reaction. You remember always in this NAD is reduced to NADS2. This is a redox reaction and it is also called as oxidative decarboxylation. Why it is called decarboxylation? Because CO2 is given off. As you know, one NADS2 molecules gives 3 ATP molecules. Next point. Now acetyl coenzyme A is accepted by a 4-carbon compound which is oxaloacetic acid. ये जो एसिटाइल कोएंजाइम ए बना है ये कौन एक्सेप्ट करेगा? 4-कार्बन कंपाउंड जिसको आपने क्या कह दिया? ऑक्जेलोएसिटिक एसिड. एंड इट कन्वर्ट्स टू सिट्रिक एसिड. It converts to citric acid. The enzyme which is responsible is citrate synthesis. Citrate synthesis. Next, it is shown in the reaction acetyl coenzyme A changes into citric acid. Next, sixth point, citric acid changes into its isomer isocitrate in the presence of enzyme isomerase enzyme. And the compound form is 6 carbon. Isocitrate is 6 carbon. Isocitrate changes into alpha ketoglutarate in which CO2 is given off and NAD plus is reduced to NADS2. Alpha ketoglutarate, as you are seeing in the reaction, CO2 is given off, coenzyme A is added and NAD is reduced to NADS2. It results in the formation of succinyl coenzyme A. Next. Now, in the next part, succinyl coenzyme A changes into succinic acid in which coenzyme A is given off. As you are seeing in the reaction, succinyl coenzyme A is converted to succinic acid. Coenzyme A is given off. In this reaction, some energy is released which is used to convert GDP into GTP and GTP ultimately forms 1 ATP molecule. Now succinic acid changes into fumarate या fumaric acid. In this reaction, FAD is reduced to FADS2 and this fumarate changes into malate or malic acid, MALAT, malate or malic acid, that help in regeneration of oxaloacetic acid, and it is the acceptor of acetyl coenzyme A, which you have seen in the first step. Remember always, Krebs cycle starts from acetyl coenzyme A. The reaction in which pyruvic acid is converted to acetyl coenzyme A is oxidative decarboxylation step. Also remember, FADS2 will give always 2 ATP molecules. NADS2 will give 3, while FADS2 will give 2 ATP molecules. So 2 pyruvic acid, how you will calculate ATP molecules? 2 pyruvic acid is formed. It will change into 2 molecule of acetyl coenzyme A, and there will be 2 Krebs cycle. So for one Krebs cycle, uh, 3 NADS2 is equal to 3. Okay, for 2 Krebs cycle, 3 into 3 is equal to 9. Like this, 1 FADS2 will be equal to 2 ATP molecules. You please see where NAD is reduced to NADS2 and FAD is reduced to FADS2. And in a reaction you have also seen GDP converts into GTP, and GTP is converts into 1 ATP. So 1 ATP this. So total 12 ATP. It is for one Krebs cycle. But for 2 Krebs cycle it will be 24 ATP. So it completes the Krebs cycle.